guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to get this truck ready for winter. It's a 2012 Chevy Silverado, and it's that makes it 11 years old now, and it spent the first 6 years of its life not getting any undercoating, so the truck's not in the best of shape. I'll show you underneath here. So this is what happens when you don't undercoat your vehicles when you live in a climate like we do here in Canada, where we get a lot of snow and they use a lot of salt on the road to try to clear it up. But it looked this way, it looked pretty much this way 5 years ago, and that's when we first started undercoating it. Now I think they missed the undercoating last year, so that's why it's all been washed off, because it's been this will be the second year now since it's been done. But the good thing is it's really not too late. You can never stop the rust, but what you can do is you can slow it down with the undercoating. Now I'm going to be using Rust Check on this just because I'm Canadian and it's a Canadian brand, so I like to support it. Okay, so in the US you can buy fluid film, which I think is slightly better than Rust Check. Anyway, like I say, this truck's in pretty rough shape, but undercoating it will make it last a lot longer. If you weren't to undercoat this at all, it'd probably be in the junkyard right now. But we'll get some undercoat on this one. It'll make it last a little bit longer anyway. Now normally I would start with the doors and the tailgate and under the hood, but we're running a little bit low on undercoating, so I'm going to do the underside first. That way I'll have a better idea of how much we're going to need, how much extra we're going to need to buy. Okay, so I'm not going to film this whole thing. You guys pretty much probably have an idea. I'll just show you some different parts, but what I'm going to start with is all these openings right here. I'm going to spray them first. That way it's not, I'll get all the openings first. That way when I'm under the truck, I don't have everything dripping down on me. This is a lot easier to do on a lift. But I'll come up in this hole here. We'll spray it out real good. This stuff here will creep some, so whatever areas you miss, with any luck, it'll creep and cover those areas. These cans here, they got to be shaken a little bit. This is the green cans are a little thicker than the red. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do, just go around all the holes in the frame and stuff and do that first. Like I say, that's so it don't drip down on me. Okay, so I went around and got all them holes that are in the frame. Now I'm going to just start spraying. I'll probably start right here, do all this area and move up. That way it's not dripping down on me. And I'll come in from the sides and get the rest. So I used 2 cans on them holes there. This can's pretty well empty. I'm going to finish off what's left of it. That's pretty well had it. You don't want to get it all over the brakes. And you try to avoid the exhaust, but you'll probably get some on the exhaust. That can't really be helped, but it'll burn off. But you don't want to get it on the brakes. And as far as rust goes, this stuff here would be 100 years rusting this stuff out anyway. But we want to get the control arms, and mainly the frame and the floor is the biggest important. But some of the suspension parts would be good to make them last a little bit longer. Anyway, that can's empty. Start this new can. Sprays a lot better when out of the new can. so it don't take that long. Like I say, I don't want to get too much on the brakes. Okay, so I got this front part all done. I still got to get up in there, but I'm going to do that from under the hood and from the wheel well. And I'm going to save that for last, because like I say, we ain't really got enough right now. Right now I want to concentrate on the bottom, but you can see how you just don't worry about dripping off. It's environmentally friendly, and we just want to get everything covered, anything that can rust. So I'm going to go back further now. We should be able to get most of the bottom side done, I think, with what we have. Okay guys, it's the next day. We got the first half of the truck done. The only issue is they didn't have any of the green stuff in the store, so we had to go with the red. The red's thinner, so it runs off a little more. It applies better, but the stuff in the green is thicker. It stays on better. But this here, even when it runs off, it still leaves a residue behind that seals the metal from water. It displaces the moisture. Okay, you can see where I did the front half of the truck, and you can see where it's quite thick, stays on there pretty good. Whereas this stuff here, this here is a lot runnier, but it still does the job. And I find it actually sprays on a little easier. So now we're going to finish the last half of the truck with this stuff. Okay guys, so we got the underneath all coated. I'm going to come in here and spray the shock towers real good. Okay, I'll do the other side. Up and around the wheel well here. Probably get more on the inside under the hood. Got some spots of rust here. Spray under the rocker panel here. The paint's coming off. They didn't want to spend any money to fix it, so we're just going to spray it. It won't stop it, but it'll slow it down. We'll spray in here around the gas cap. Make it quite dirty, but slow the rust down a little bit anyway. definitely not ideal, but they don't want to pay the money to paint it, and I don't blame them. It's an old truck, so. Get in behind it here a little bit. You can see the paint's flaking right off. That's a common problem for this year of Silverado. I'm actually worried that my 2018 Colorado might have the same issue, because I see a couple spots that are starting to peel. Apparently GM don't know how to paint. So, see, the doors are starting to go bad here too. There's a little opening there. See a little factory plug here. This is where them little wands would come in handy to get this. I don't have any right now. I'll have to get some for next year. I guess we'll call that good for now. When the door handle here, or the lock mechanism. Okay, so I'm just going to go around and do all the doors, and then we'll go under the hood. Okay, so I come in under the hood and I was able to get the, I call them strut towers, but I don't know what they are, either shock towers or whatever. Anyway, I was able to get them real good on both sides and get the frame a little more inside here. So we got inside the doors, under the hood. Now we gotta look after the tailgate. Like I said, this isn't going to make the truck last forever, but it'll extend the life a little bit anyway. So we'll just start with spraying here. Spray the back side of the now, see if we can find an opening here. We'll spray around the seam. And we'll spray in this hole here. Takes quite a bit. I'd say probably 8 to 10 cans of this stuff. So I don't really think it's much cheaper doing it myself. I think next year I'll probably check with the shop, see how much it is. Last time it was around 180. Well, I've got these cans have gone up quite a bit, so I've got a fair amount doing it myself, and I'm getting a mess. Get over in here. Like I said, the truck's going to be ready for the boneyard any day now anyway, I think. Anyway, this is why it's very important to undercoat your truck right from the time you get it. especially if you're buying brand new, because you can make them last a lot longer. Like I said, this one here, it looked pretty well like this 5 years ago. So this stuff is actually helping quite a bit. It's kept from getting much worse. I mean, it is getting worse, but it's not as quick as what you would expect. Anyway guys, that's it. I know it ain't really a great video, but it just kind of shows you that even if your vehicle that you just purchased is maybe in real bad shape, rust-wise, you can slow it down and make it last a few more years. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Yeah.